Hello, this is Dr. Do again. This video is viewing history through reading. I'm going to continue to read. Take the anointing oil and anoint the tabernacle and everything in it. Consecrate it and all its furnishings, and it will be holy. Then anoint the altar of burnt offering and all its utensils. Consecrate the altar, and it will be most holy. Anoint the basin and its stand, and consecrate them. Bring Aaron and his sons to the entrance to the tent of meeting, and wash them with water. Then dress Aaron in the sacred garments, anoint him and consecrate him, so he may serve me as priest. Bring his sons and dress them in tunics. Anoint them just as you anointed their father, so they may serve me as priests. Their anointing will be to priesthood that will continue for all generations to come. Moses did everything just as the Lord commanded him. So the tabernacle was set up on the first day of the first month in the second year. When Moses set up the tabernacle, he put the bases in place, erected the frames, inserted the crossbars, and set up the posts. Then he spread the tent over the tabernacle and put the covering over the tent, as the Lord commanded him. He took the testimony and placed it in the ark, attached the pole to the ark and put the atonement cover over it. Then he brought the ark into the tabernacle and hung the shielding curtain and shielded the ark of testimony and as the Lord commanded him. Moses placed the table in the tent of meeting on the north side of the tabernacle, outside the curtain, and set out the bread on it before the Lord, as the Lord commanded him. He placed the lampstand in the tent of meeting opposite the table on the south side of the tabernacle, and set up the lamps before the Lord, as the Lord commanded him. Moses placed the gold altar in the tent of meeting in front of the curtain, and burned fragrant incense on it, as the Lord commanded him. Then he put up the curtain as the entrance to the tabernacle. He set the altar of burnt offering near the entrance to the tabernacle, the tent of meeting, and offered on it burnt offerings and grain offerings, as the Lord commanded him. He placed the basin between the tent of the meeting and the altar, and put water in it for washing. And Moses and Aaron and his sons used it to wash their hands and feet. They washed whenever they entered the tent of the meeting or approached the altar, as the Lord commanded Moses. Then Moses set up the courtyard around the tabernacle and altar, and put up the curtain as the entrance to the courtyard. And so Moses finished the work. The glory of the Lord. Then the cloud covered the tent of meeting, and the glory of the Lord filled the tabernacle. Moses could not enter the tent of meeting, because the cloud had settled upon it, and the glory of the Lord filled the tabernacle. In all the travels of the Israelites, whenever the cloud lifted from above the tabernacle, they would set out. But if the cloud did not lift, they did not set out, until the day it lifted. So the cloud of the Lord was over the tabernacle by day, and the fire was in the cloud by night, in the sight of all the house of Israel during all their travels. So this is the book Exodus. I finished this book. I just briefly summary in this video and move on to Leviticus. So this Exodus started from the circumstances, what happened in that time after Joseph died, a couple generations, and the Israelites start to multiply, many and enslaved by the Egyptians, and also the Egyptian has the order to kill the firstborn of the Israelites. So Moses was one of them. And I think the calling from God, I think it's tracing back the mother and the sister. So the mother just smart and on top of the loving. So then just put this little baby boy in the river and floating to the princess of Egypt. And I'll have to say the princess has the heart to show graciousness. I think it's probably and pick up this boy to raise him as a prince in the palace. However, and also the little girl sister nearby said, I'll look for a mother to feed this boy for you. And the natural mother Moses was looked and brought into the palace to feed him. What a plan. I think it's such a perfect plan. It's such a wonderful plan. And then Moses grown up as a prince in the palace, but he knew he's not one of them, Egyptians, and he had a tender heart to the Israelites. So this tender passion brought him trouble. So when he saw the two Israelites fight each other, he was kind of furious to stop them. And but before that, he also killed another Egyptian, because the Egyptian whipping the slave of his same people. So this is strong passion of love to his own people caused him trouble. And then one of the Israel people pointed that you killed the Egyptian, you want me to rape, just threaten him. So he knew what he did cannot be hidden from the Egyptians. So he left, flee to another country and met the priest of that country, Maiden, I think, and married there, settled. If I'm right, probably settled around 40 years over there as a shepherd, attending the flocks, and until the day he went to he saw the burning bush, and then calling from the God, said, you need to go back to Egypt because your people are suffering there. The God chosen him because he had the heart for loving his people. Now he is in the flee. So God called him back, and he, of course, from what I understand, he's not good on talking, but it's very strong, very smart or talented and wise, probably, and also hot-tempered. So he and God made an arrangement. His brother Aaron will speak on his behalf, and also his sister will help him. So this is about the story. It's briefly, and then after he went back to Egypt, of course, the 7 disasters occurred in the Egypt. That's written very well here. And I think from this, what I saw a plan, really a plan, very well planned, without any tiny bit of fail. So from beginning, he was born and sent floating along the Nile to the princess and raised up, and then flee 40 years, and then found the real calling. After 40 years, that's a long time. I think it's about, and then let the Israel out, another 40 years in the desert wandering around. So this is about the Exodus, from what I understand, just make a summary. And he started to, later on, during those 40 years of wandering, he established this 10 commandments with the tablet, and also the tabernacle with the testimony from the God in his heart. So anyway, so this is about another very important people, I think, in the history of Jewish, of the Israelite. Moses is one of the leader, start from here, really to start the nation soon. Still wandering in the desert during his time. So I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to read Leviticus next time. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time.